am in Zimbabwe. I've moved back home. I'm here now. But let me also take this opportunity to then talk about another subject of mine, which is of interest to me, which is the role of the diaspora in rebuilding our country. I think what has happened, particularly in the past 20 years, is the continued dividing of the Zimbabwean people and the suggestion that there are some people who are more relevant to the process of rebuilding our country than others. That's a very, very dangerous thing, because Zimbabwe needs everyone. Zimbabwe needs the competencies of everyone called a Zimbabwean. Black, white, Shona, Ndebele, Ndau, whatever language you speak, as long as you are a Zimbabwean, you can actually help rebuild this country. So there's this, I think, idea that only the people who have never left the country should be the ones to actually participate, because they are the only ones who experience our suffering. I couldn't compare my suffering with a person who has always been here and has never left the country, because I've had opportunities that other people haven't had. But I want to tell you that there is no Zimbabwean, wherever they are in the world, who is not affected by the dysfunction in our country. Nobody. If you think about it, those who left, they left and they said, you know what, I'll park myself over there with my kids and everything. Then 2008 came, and their parents, who struggled so much to educate them, but had actually made provision for themselves. They had a pension that they paid into, they had a medical aid card and everything, and their lives were set. They even had 1 or 2 or 3 houses and so on. And then all of a sudden, push, all your savings disappear in 2008. These are the parents who have remained here, right? The savings disappear in 2008. And some of these parents now start liquidating assets that they had actually built up so that they could have a safe retirement. Start selling their homes, and so one by one, until maybe now they have one house. And things just don't add up. And the pension that they receive now is worthless. They now don't even have medical aid and so on. Now that burden starts falling on the people who have what? Left, right? And you start being the retirement fund, the pension fund for your parents. And every time there is something that goes on, somebody dies and everything, I mean, you have to come up with that. Listen, I truly believe that there is a cost to every single Zimbabwean. This dysfunction that we have in our country costs every single Zimbabwean something. And by the way, they may deny the diaspora the vote, but the single most inflow of money is coming from diaspora remittances. They're keeping even this government going because there is money coming from outside. So I would like to say, yeah, I'm not ashamed of the fact that I'm coming from the diaspora. I'm a Zimbabwean, I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed that I actually went into a different countries and worked there and actually found some best practices that we could actually bring into our country, that we could actually do things differently, because there are people who have worked in international organizations and so on who can come and help us run this country. Remember how ridiculous our situation is. At independence, we're the second most educated cabinet in the world after South Africa. We have so many PhDs. But even up to today, we have so many educated ministers in the cabinet. But we can't run a $15 billion economy, which is the size of a grocery chain in the first world. Something is wrong with that. And part of the reason is because there are people who have ideas and who could actually help our country turn around, who are told, you have not been in the party structures for long enough. Therefore, you can't say something. We don't trust you. Why? Because you lived in the West. We don't trust you. So where do they want you to live? They want you to live in China, and that's the only person that you can trust. You live in Russia. That's the only. No. It's time for every single Zimbabwean to actually be encouraged to engage in the process of nation building.
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.